Hey y'all, how's it going? It's Quenny, and I've been playing horror games for quite some time now, as you should be able to see right somewhere, yeah, somewhere there. When I made my 1 year anniversary video, I made a poll for you guys to pick what the 1 year milestone video would be. And yeah, you guys did a great job. You guys picked this one. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I probably shouldn't have put tier list on there because it was gonna be a massive undertaking. However, a deal's a deal, and so here I am delivering you a tier list of 339 horror games. Am I gonna have time to discuss all of them? No. There are going to be some lightning rounds. I will not be elaborating on some of them, but I will absolutely be discussing the ones that are worth mentioning because there are actually a lot of gems in here that I stumbled across. Important note before I begin. I respect every single dev whose game that I've played. This is for entertainment purposes. This is not meant to be taken with any malice. This is not meant to be taken personal in any sort of way. I respect everyone who's made something because it may have been the first game they ever made. It may have been a demo. It may have been, like, there's a lot. There's got to be some nuance here, right? Before I get some not so nice words hurled at me. Anyways, that's enough yapping. Let's go ahead and get started. I present to you the tier. Alright, before we begin, let me go ahead and introduce you to the tiers. We have horrifying, insane, great, good but short, it's aight, meh, queso bait, shit post, and I forgot. Listen. I have a great memory, but there are some games I realize that I may not remember what they're about. So listen, I had to make that tier at the very end just because I'm like, dog. But yeah, these are the tiers. This is what I'm going to be using. Let's go ahead and get started with the crawler. Some of these do not have their titles, so I'm going literally off memory. The crawler was the very first game that I ever played, and honestly, I think that it's aight. We're gonna start dead in the middle, dead center in the middle. Buckshot Roulette. Great game. It's been out for a while. I think that it's great. It has great vibes, great energy. I love Mike Klubnika's work. So, a little bit of bias, not really. It's my opinion. It's my tier list. So, you know, die or whatever. Liminal State. I remember the production design of this game being very well done. I was very taken aback by everything that was going on. I'd put this in great. Honestly. Night Stop? Oh my god. Jesus Christ. I remember that game being absolutely terrifying, and like just the body horror of like taking someone's eyes out was just ugh. That game was disgusting. Silent Breath. Silent Breath was the one where like you had your mic had to be on and you couldn't make a sound or else you were gonna get killed because you had to look for what? It was like six you had to look for 6 people at night. It was kind of like a Slender Man but like jump scares, and it was kind of straight. Oh, I should have made a tier for streamer bait. Fears to Fathom. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and knock out all the Fears to Fathoms at one time because they're all very good, but there are some that are better than others. Absolutely, 100%. Ironbark Lookout, horrifying. It just that whole situation. Norwood Hitchhike, horrifying, up there. Where's the other ones? Fears to Fathom. Home Alone. It's aight. Home Alone was aight. I'm not gonna lie to you. Woodbury Getaway, insane. Fair enough. Absolutely insane. That whole premise. Carson House. I think Carson House was great. I still remember getting on my fuck ass bike and riding down to the grocery store and just fucking with people. That was great. But I think there were some unnerving moments, but it wasn't like to the level of Woodbury or Norwood or Ironbark. And Home Alone was was the first game, so like pay respects. But it's aight. It was like a 20-minute game. All right, Chained Together. Good lord. Chained Together was aight. Experiment Groceries. Honestly, you can't even see the title, so like it's just like a regular image. But Experiment in Groceries was pretty good. Like it did a really good job of lulling you into a sense of ease. You're just going to the grocery store and picking up your little snacks and grub and stuff, and then you head out, and then all of a sudden you're in it. You are knee deep. Lakefront Restaurant. Great game. I could have sworn there was multiple endings, and I didn't do it a while ago, but overall it's great. It's disorienting, it's psychological. Like, there's a lot of things going on with this game. I would say it is great. Shadowfang. I think it was pretty meh because the ending was just you realizing that he was really the Shadowfang all along. Holbrook Hotel. Shitpost. Holbrook Hotel was a shitpost of a game. That game was so funny. The guy who wanted his drugs and then he like flew off into the sky. Oh my god. I can pull that up right now. Night Bus was pretty good. It was alright. Some pretty funny moments. It was a fun experience playing that game. Oi!
No, I don't think so. No way. Not that bus. No. I might be dumb, but I ain't that bus. You think I'm going on that bus? Is that bus? Oh no. No freaking way. No. Walking on wheels? Who needs it?
No, where you going? He just disappeared into the woods. Kiosk was great. You know what? No, I'm just gonna get rid of. Okay, I'm making an I'm calling an audible. Good. Kiosk was good. Night Bus was good. Fear the Moon, good, in my memory. It was the one where you were trapped in the mansion. The werewolf guy like trapped you. You were out going camping. It was a long game. It was tough. It was a lot of puzzles and stuff, but overall it was a good experience. The dog was meh. There wasn't much memorable about it. It left a lot to be. It's just a prank. Horrifying in just, how do I explain this? It's horrifying that some kids are just evil. And like, you see the environment that they live in, and it's dingy and it's disgusting and it's very Eastern Soviet upbringing. But good God, like the parental abuse, the physical abuse, the child neglect, all these different things, and like the children like taking the pranks too far. I need to stop saying like so much, but you get what I mean. It's just a prank. Insane game. Insane. Horrifying, I would say. Click holding. That was an enigma. But it was good. The premise of it was like slowly edging itself towards something. Huh? Get it? I said edging. Anyways. From the Darkness. Horrifying. To me it was horrifying. And then the ending, dude, no. Something bad is on the moon. See, this would be an example of good but short, but it is good. That was good shit. Welcome to Kowloon. You need to play Welcome to Kowloon. I will say, I will 100%, 10 toes down, recommend this game. It takes you through a real place that used to exist. I'm pretty sure they tore down Kowloon, but like, the fact that human beings could live in those conditions is crazy. And then all the ghosts, all the people that died in there, like it absolutely insane is what I will say about that. Rinse and Repeat. It's alright. The pizza, kind of a shitpost. I'm not gonna lie to you. Chilla's Art, The Kidnap. Insane. Absolutely insane. Chilla's Art has such a way of twisting and turning stories and interweaving them to connect with each other, where you start off as the kid that is being abused in their household. And then as it turns out, you're fast forwarding to another generation of kids who are running away from their parents to that other. Oh my. I want to talk about these games, but I don't know whether I should probably put a spoiler warning or whatever for some of these games. But I just want to I want to get the premise going, and I want to talk about them because these are the things that I remember. These are the things that are interesting to me. So, spoiler warning, I guess, for a lot of these games. If you do want to play them, just kind of I don't know. Clap Clap was a how do I describe Clap Clap? It was like a cozy horror game, if that makes sense. Clap Clap was great. It was a great thing. The Convenience Store, another insane Chilla's Art game. Chilla's Art gives me so much dread. It really does. It does a great job of setting the environment very dreadful. Like the walk from your apartment. Number one, your apartment is very claustrophobic. It feels like you're trapped in. It doesn't feel good. It's not in a great condition. The walk to the convenience store is literally nightmare fuel. It's like what you experience in your nightmares before someone jump scares you. And then getting to the convenience store, it's like, oh, the convenience store, it's nice, it's safe. There's like, oh, the sale's here, yeah. And then you get absolutely bipped. You get bodged. Late laundry, meh. There wasn't much to it. Night security. It was horrifying to me. The premise that you are here by yourself in this building with all of these apparitions and things that you have to face by yourself, all the different elevators, all the different floors. Oh god, I'm remembering more about this game. Yeah, horrifying. Night security is horrifying. Carcass. Carcass is one of those rare horror games that does a really good job of post-human civilization advancement. It's like literally just a desolate game where you are basically the slave to a maker who's going to change the way the world works. Because you are building something that is not something that God would approve of. Escape the Backrooms. Escape the Backrooms was great. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just like the premise of playing this game with your friends, with the voice chat, the proximity chat, and all the different wacky stuff you had to do. Oh, there was a lot of love that was put into it. All the different levels, all the different details about it. The music was great. Yeah. Ravenous. Ravenous is a must play. Horrifying. Child. Sister gets lost. You get pulled into a basement. And you have to deal with all that trauma, and you are not getting out until it is at least pushed down or dealt with. I'll say that. Ravenous, 100%. Mom's Coming Home. Mom's Coming Home was alright. Chango is great. It is a very low poly, simple game when you look at it, but there's some layers to it, and the premise of this shopping cart being possessed and chopping people's heads off is kind of crazy. But I like it. I like different a lot. That's what I look for in a lot of these games. Let's Find Larry, insane. Let's Find Larry is like Where's Waldo, except what if Waldo doesn't want to be found? Whispers of the Lighthouse. Whispers of the Lighthouse was actually good. Disorder, the premise of that game is insane. So basically all your family members are tied up, and in order to free them, you had to do word games. The floor is breathing, and her final days just being in that house with all of the bodies underneath the floor and just mentally going insane. Just horrifying game. Really well done. Where's My Slurpee? Shitpost. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's kind of a shitpost. Dead Mall, meh. Shinkansen Zero is insane. Anomaly search on a train. You are trapped in the loop of a train. Only way to get out is to recognize the anomalies or not, except there are many different aspects and many twists and turns and many people that you're going to meet. At the end, Inside, Under, and Out was good. Actually, you know what? It was great. The layout, the design of it, all of it was really interesting, and it was really fun gameplay. I remember, because you had to earthquakes happen, you have to climb yourself out. Time is solid here. I can't say that it's insane, because it's not insane. It's great. I guess it is kind of an RPG where you go around as someone who is in purgatory, and you have to talk to the paintings and help them deal with their trauma in order for them to let go and move on with themselves. And I'm not sure, I can't remember if we achieved that for ourselves, but it was very deep. It was very meaningful. Time is solid here is solid. The closing oof. All right, okay. All right, wait. Hear me out. Give me a second. Let me explain. Something to you. Chilla's art, closing shift. I know that I just went on that spiel. Closing shift. It's alright. Listen. It is 2 hours of coffee. Like, it's 2 hours of being a Starbucks worker simulator. Literally, it's 2 hours of just making coffees for these random people. Like, you get the one stalker customer, and then at the end, it's just kind of a mad dash, and it was kind of confusing. Maybe I'm bad, but like the way the different endings at the very end of it, they didn't make intuitive sense, and I was legitimately lost at one point. I literally had to stop and just be like, okay, what are my options? What can I do? It's like you have to go outside, and then you have to climb back in, and then you have to go back up, climb back over. It's like, dog, what? I don't know. It's alright. That is going to be the lowest Chilla's art game on this tier list. But I just had to get that off. Room 202 was good. Hinter, I'm putting it in horrifying, because it's based on the real story of these I forget if it's German, not a province, but like it was like an area in Germany where family members live in a house, someone comes and says, "Bip, you don't exist anymore," and takes over their life. Absolutely insane, and no one knew about it. And literally no one knew about it. Sorry for spoilers. Anyways, Drowned was great. It was this game, Drowned was made by the same creator of The Floor is Breathing, and it just talks about familial trauma, parental abuse, domestic abuse. That game is pretty icky. It's pretty rough. Under was alright. It was kind of a like Ghosts of War type game. Now Big Head, I'm a little biased, but I like different. Big Head was absolutely insane. The concept of having no roof is still insane to me. Like, how do you just let that happen? How do you let this slide, my guy? I don't understand how that's a thing. But these people were being mind controlled they were being hosted, or they played host to these brain beings or whatever. Days of Night was a shitpost. Coagulation Station, great game. You were on a space planet that bleeds inside. Not bleeds, but it has blood vessels, and sometimes they clog, and you need to be able to mitigate that clogging, and you also need to be able to draw blood from it to make blood dogs. Yeah, I remember that part. Oh, it was great. The Other Side, all right, my Club Nika moment. The Other Side, great. Homeless was a journey, and that shit was insane. Basically, the horrifying and insane tier are games that I 100% recommend you to play. And if that's the case, then Disorder has been moved down to great. This order's been moved down to great. We are throwing a lateral here. All of these games in Horrifying and Insane are games that I would 100% recommend you play or at least experience and try out. Actually, you know what? Home Alone, you're moved up to good. Missing Hiker. I can't lie to you. I don't remember much about this game. And for that reason, it's going in meh. It was kind of a walking simulator because your brother got lost in the woods. You had to go up there. Labyrinthine. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I don't know if there's anyone who likes Labyrinthine out here. That shit was so meh. It was so... It started off... The premise of a maze horror game isn't new. But it is good. And it started off really strong with the first 2 chapters. And the chapter where you go into the tomb is my favorite one. But after that, it gets so convoluted. And then the ending and the plot and trying to tie all these things, it was trying to do too much. What happened to the kid? Because I don't know, and I didn't bother to look it up because I was just kind of done with it. I'm like, it's probably my worst. Labyrinthine, I think that series has to be my like worst performing videos like ever. 9 Child Street, horrifying. Same creator as From the Dark. I think it was like N4BA. 9 Child Street is fucked vibes personified, made into a house that stores more fucked vibes. A fucked vibes universe that created the house that created more fucked vibes, which put itself into dolls that were also fucked vibes. Anyways, Concrete Tremor. Concrete Tremor was good. The premise of it is insane. All of the people that are in those buildings are just being played with for what? Control Room Alpha. It was meh. It was kind of an afterthought. And Crowded Followed was good. It gave you listen, being followed, being watched, knowing that there's a monster like slowly approaching you, like over your shoulder, a mix with a crowd of people for overstim. Great concept. No one is here. Literally, no one is here. Awkward Dimensions Redux. This is a game. Awkward Dimensions Redux is a game that is so old. It was like from back in 2015, and I played it when I was like 15. I played it again when I was 19, and then I played it again last year. And looking back at it, it's not much of a horror game. There's some horror elements. There are some scary elements. There's some nightmarish elements because these are going through someone's dreams. These are going through the dev's dreams and fears and anxieties and stuff like that. And that's really vulnerable. Human Farm. Human Farm is the one example of good but short that I would have said. So therefore it's good. It's good, it's short. Dark Tales Mole Men was also good. There wasn't much to it. You're a reporter who doesn't believe that this is a thing that's going on. You go in there and you find out. You find out. Lake Facade. Lake Facade was great. Lake Facade was a great game experience. Number 1, there's fishing. Number 2, there's more fishing. Number 3, you get pulled under the lake and realize that it's not quite what you think it is, and there's a whole undersea yeah. That's all I'm going to say about that because I actually really do like this game, and I would recommend playing it as well. Broken Heart Hacker, I think it was good. It was alright. Motel is kind of a shitpost because it's you doing the same thing over and over and over. And then at the end, there's like the generic like guy in the window like smiling like thing like that. Carbon Steel is he's a really good dystopian horror game designer, like horror game maker, like psychological horror in a dystopia, like post human civilization peaking game maker. I've said a stream of words and it makes sense in my head, but it might not make sense to y'all, but that's okay. Approaches is another game that's good but short. I think it's I. You're just in nature. You find a research facility lab, and you realize that some things are kind of weird, and you can't recognize some of the trinkets that are in there, but they do. They understand. I spoke to God. Good undersea horror, where you slowly lose your mind. Please stay away is great. It's great just because. No, I can't justify that. It was good. It was fun. Slide in the Woods. Slide in the Woods is insane. Johnny's Games. I miss Johnny's Games. What happened to him? He made Slide in the Woods. He made Night Stop, and then he made Fear the Moon, and then I don't think he ever posted anything again. Infinural. Great. Another great one. I'm gonna put that next to the other My Club Nika games. Premise is absolutely insane. Would you trade 10 years of your life to fill out these surveys and be at peace? I don't know. Would you do it for the money? Would you trade 10 years of your life for money? And if the answer is no, then maybe you are worth more than you think you are. Schizophrenia Simulation. It was okay. It was meh. Exit 8 and Platform 8, I can kind of put it in the same category, where I think they're both good. It's kind of I will put it in great, because they horrify you in a lot of different ways. It's more anomaly search, but it's more subtle. It's more dreadful. Last Voyage is great. I would say it's great. The concept of you being by yourself, all you have is the AI thing that's guiding the ship, and you realize you are not alone. You realize that there's a teleporter on the ship, and it kind of gets crazy. Lunch Lady was meh. Actually, it's alright. Lunch Lady was alright. It was fun. It's in the same I put it in the same category as Chained Together. It was fun with your friends. You know, it's just silly fun with your friends kind of game. You know, Chuchi. I have my thoughts about Chuchi. It was kind of a shit post. That's controversial. Because Chuchi's one of those games that was really interesting, because you actually had a gun, you could fight back, the mechanics were great. So you know what, maybe okay, it's not a shitpost. The more I think about it, it was I. But there are some moments where it's like, dog, what are we doing? This is just the same thing. This is the same concept over and over and over. And then there was like a whole second section which was like, I'm not playing this. Pyramid Curse. Horrifying. There's a reason that it's one of the best videos on my channel. That game was insane. And the concept of it, based in nature, is crazy. The concept in nature that moths can be infected and turn themselves into something that attracts other males so that the disease can be spread is absolutely crazy. And that sounds like something else. And I know what you might be thinking. And fuck you. I'm not saying that. Dinner time shitpost. Ultra ADHD. Ultra ADHD is great. Great game, great story. You actually have a conversation with the dev. Even though it's not in that moment, it does touch you. It does speak with you. The dev touches you. Mouthwashing, you already know. Straight to the top. Straight to the top, baby! Number one, in the number one spot, even though I recommend all these equally. Mouthwashing is the epitome. Mouthwashing is the epitome of psychological horror amongst other humans. How the number one thing that I always say is the scariest, most horrifying thing out there is other humans and what humans are capable of under certain conditions. And That's all I'm gonna say about it. If you don't already know about mouthwashing, if you haven't already watched someone play it, if you haven't already watched me play it, and you have no idea what it is, go play it. Literally, go play it. Go, actually, stop the video. Listen, I don't want to do this because it hurts my retention and my average view duration. But stop the video right now and go play mouthwashing if you can afford it. If you can't afford it, then just come back. Just stay here. Unsorted VHS, wasn't this the amalgamation? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It's a series of VHS tapes which you are experiencing in real time. When you pop the tape in, you go into the TV and you're experiencing it as it happened in that time. You are writing the tape itself. And how all these tapes are connected is absolutely insane. The cabins, we don't know how they got here, but they are here. And we must study them. Home Safety Hotline. I have fond memories of this game. Home Safety Hotline is insane. It is one of those like it's kind of analog. It is kind of analog horror, but it's like in the worst sense where you are just sitting at this computer. You are a foreman for the neighborhood. You are basically the homeowners association slave person that goes around and makes sure that everyone's on the up and up. And you're the maintenance guy, and you have to listen to the most horrifying things ever. Incident at Grove Lake. Actually, you know what? No, there was more of a story to it. It was great. Alien probing and the fallout. No, I'm not a human is insane, and it is paranoia to the highest degree that I've ever felt in a horror game, because there's no absolutes here. There's nothing but gray area and your ability to survive. That's all I can say on that. Old Man's Liver is a shit post, but it's a really good shit post. So I'm gonna put it in good. It's an insane game. A game about losing your virginity or whatever. I listen. That's what the game is, but I don't fully grasp it yet. I need to go back and look at it or play it again. Cleaning Redville. Insane. Recommend. That is a gem. I was not expecting to be actually spooked in the way that I was in Cleaning Redville, but Jesus Christ. Listen, I was fearful. There's something about empty neighborhoods where there's no people ever. That's just... The Anomaly Project is in the same category as like Chained Together, Lunch Lady, and all that. It was fun. It was fun to play with friends. Wheat Harvest Paradox. We are entering the Ken Forrest era. Wheat Harvest Paradox is an insane premise where you're stuck in a time loop where time goes forward and then time goes backward. Time goes forward, time goes backward. You have to constantly harvest wheat with yourself in order to power the generator to break the cycle, and that's about it. Cursed Baby was meh. Not very memorable. Night Delivery, Night Security, and Night Delivery, both horrifying. Listen, I sympathize with Amazon workers after looking at all the stuff that I had to do as a night courier. Dog. I went to hell. Literally, I went to hell. That's all I have to say on that. Egg Fried Rice. Great game. Great game with actual like good use of multiple endings. Because I am not a big fan of multiple endings in horror games, because it kind of trivializes the experience where you need to go back and now you need to do this and now you need to do this and now you need to do that. This game is consistently horrifying no matter what path you take. Good God. Floor 9, meh. It was like Anomaly, but it wasn't great Anomaly. All Along the Toon Tower. It wasn't that scary. It was kind of meh. Assessment Examination was okay. It was one of those analog things about alternates. Rusty Barrel was meh. Morning Tide was good. It was a good game. dreadful game. The guilt of something horrible that you did. How fish is made is insane. And the philosophy of fish is something that I did not know that I was interested in. It was also the precursor to mouthwashing in the weirdest way. But yeah, that's how that went. Moving houses. Okay, this game did not perform. My video on this game did not perform well. But 100%, this game is absolutely insane. And I would recommend playing it to experience it and figure, or you know what, go watch. You know what, no. Maybe don't play it. Go watch the video. Go back in my channel and watch the video. Burgers and Frights is a classic. And it is a great classic. Like you're trying to get home after grabbing some burgers, and for some reason you just can't. You keep crossing the same roads over and over until you realize you've been trapped here by I don't even know what to call it. That's all I could say. You're trapped. Drone delivery despair. Drone delivery despair is literally just late stage capitalism at its final moment, where it's terrifying because you can see the population numbers going down, dropping every single day. Every single drone delivery that you need to make to all these different places that have nothing left but vices and things to cope with the current state of the world, until there is nobody left. Creature packets. Interesting concept. It's alright. I can't remember if it was a demo or not, but I remember there not being much to it. It was kind of just alchemy, the game, except you made like different creatures and stuff. Low frequency is a gem. Low frequency, well, it's a really great gem. I will put this like next to Lake Facade. I don't even know how to describe this game. It's like the world has sunken into the water. Most of the world is water, and you come across a colony of people, except you realize that the people aren't exactly what you think they are, and there's a reason that no one's been able to find this place under these low frequencies. Night Reception. Honestly, Night Reception was queso bait. the first queso bait. This game, Night Reception, was a shitpost and a queso bait. I remember when Ronald McDonald pulled up in the cart with all the people's like food and stuff, and I was like, dog, what the fuck am I playing? I was like, what am I playing? I Can't Trust My Eyes is a great game with, it wasn't schizophrenia, but I think it was like a severe social anxiety. That's pretty much all I can say about that. Decimate Drive. Honestly, Decimate Drive is kind of fucking insane. Dude, these cars are possessed and they're trying to kill you, and you have to constantly run around and juke them out. You have to like make your way across across like the snowy night, and you are just constantly bobbing and weaving through all these different cars, and it's a fun time. It's also an insane premise, and I love it a lot, actually. Dream Space was good. It's kind of your average, like, oh, like you're in a dream, there's a bunch of wacky stuff going on, and you never know what's gonna actually come out to get. Oh, actually, it was good. There's actually some horror moments in here that really got me. Forsaken was good. Forsaken was also good. Niven Hedinger. Another Niven Hedinger joint. I really got it. I think Forsaken is the first game that I played where I really got into the voice acting. Like Mouthwashing was the first actual game where I felt like this is a really good game. Let me try to do some voice acting here. But Forsaken was when I really got theatrical with it. Passerby, I don't remember. Passerby was the zombie game where like you thought you could trust people, except You couldn't. It was meh. Okay. Open house, virtual open house. Insane. Insane. And the thing about it is that you're not even there. And it still somehow finds a way to just creep you out. And then you find yourself in demon world. It's like, dog, this is... What kind of open house is this? Captured? Honestly, Captured was insane. And the reference to the backrooms is crazy in it. Bleak Shore was... Well, honestly, Bleak Shore was meh. This is just an image. I don't remember what the name of this game was, but I think it's the game where your only friend is the virtual guy. And the virtual guy is very parasocially attached to you. And so he doesn't want you to leave. Liminal Gallery was good. Another Ken Forrest joint. Really good. The Hungry Fly. Horrifying. Horrifying. You are hungry. You are a fly. You feast upon the dreams and desires of people. And at the end, there's a monster. There's a monster that even you can't even eat or undertake. Except I think you did. I don't remember much about it, but that game is absolutely insane. Paradalon. It was one of those good but short games. And it was just a fever dream because, well, I mean, literally, frame one, you took drugs. Kumala Conserve or whatever. Umala Conserve or whatever the name of that drug was. You took that shit, you were gone. Tales from the Trip could do a video about you. The Diner was kind of meh. But only reason I'm putting it in good is because it had one of the worst jump scares like I think I've ever experienced in a game ever. And listen, the jump scare is carrying, but listen, if I remember this game based on the jump scare, then listen, you did something right. Sniper Killer, insane game. 100% recommend it. You can watch my video, you can play the game yourself. Sniper Killer was really, really, really good. The windows are gone. Horrifying. 100% absolutely horrifying. You try to move into a new place to get rid of your traumas, and you realize that you took your traumas with you, and you can't deal with them. Now the windows are gone, and you are stuck here. And I'm stuck here, and we're stuck here. Next! Dreader. Dreader was great. Dreader did a really good job of making you have to do puzzles under pressure, under the stress of knowing that someone is behind you. It's one of those things that mixes analog and like IRL, but holy shit. The Dollhouse is another one of those good but short games. Just unsettling, just really creepy. It was very art house. It was very Blumhouse Films type shit. Be Honest. If I'm being honest, Be Honest was okay. It was like survey horror. Blood Cleaner was good. When you step in the minute you step in that bathroom to clean that blood, you realize, oh, good lord, I have gone too far with my life decisions in here. Drive Me to Hell was great. Apple Maps really took me on a road directly to hell. He put me on like the toll road directly to hell. Level Headed was the game about it was great. It was the game about the struggles of this one man through all these different life aspects of social anxiety, fear of failure, fear of being forgotten, fear of... Listen, you got to stay level-headed about it. They Are Not Real was... it was good. It could have been longer. It's one of those things where like, oh, you're a kid in your room playing games, but there's weird stuff going on around you. Your Gift Is in My Trunk. Honestly, another good one. I think this one was good. Actually, it was the puzzles were kind of for babies. Listen, man, if you don't want someone to escape, then maybe you shouldn't leave so many clues around, you know, for the code of the basement. Maroon. Okay, this is another one of those games. Oh, crap, my green screen. This is another one of those games that not a lot of people know about. It didn't really perform well in the video that I did on it, but Maroon is actually great. I can at least say that it was great. The story about being stranded on this random planet where there is, like, humans have been here before, but you haven't, and you realize that they're gone, and then you check their logs, and then it becomes a whole different thing. You were facing a whole different beast. The Dunkening was a shitpost. The Dunkening is a shitpost. Broken Through. I forget who the dev is, but all of his games are bangers. Your friend went missing. You found him in here. You have to bust him out. Astral Arcade was I kind of have to do it to him because I don't really know where else to put it. It was kind of a shitpost. Inward Eye was meh. Premise was good. It's just another guy dealing with the trauma of him killing his family. It's like Fubar. It was Fubar. You're a former army person going through PTSD, and you think that everyone at your party is the Al Qaeda or some shit. You just start blasting people. Like, insane game. Within was great. You're the sister of your brother, and your brother fell into some weird online cult, and then he got taken. The Black Iris. The Black Iris is honestly horrifying. Personally, in my own opinion, it's horrifying. It's really good cosmic horror. It is terrifying. Like, there was something that appeared, and we don't know what it is, and we did research on it for all these years, and we thought we could contain it, but these are the offerings. It assembled different cults. It assembled people all from the different spectrum of humanity. Terrifying. Ignited Entry is 100% horrifying, and it's another one of those gems made by the same guy who made Broken Through. You lose your family in a fire. It is not even close. It is not even one iota of what you think it is, of what you think this game is going to be. Everything that you think you know, throw that shit out. Okay, bad parenting. Okay, we are going to separate the art from the artist because the dev is absolutely disgusting. We saw the Discord leaks, and there's not much to it, but this game is unfortunately horrifying. The use of the story, the sound design, physical movement, all these little details of this game make it so unnerving and so dreadful. And once you start piecing things together, you realize that there's layers to just how fucked the situation is. It is truly bad parenting, and unfortunately, I think this might be the only one that we get. Psychopathy assessment, insane. Legitimately clinically insane. You think you know what it is, but then you get off that computer screen and I remember the sounds. I remember the screams. It was Pager. I only played the demo. I can't say much about it, but it was alright. Camping trip, it was alright. Midnight Snack, kind of a shit post. Fuel 37 was made by the same guy who made Chongo and Big Head. Is a fever dream of a game. Car runs out of fuel. You walk over to the gas station, except it is not a gas station. It is not a gas station. I will repeat that again. It is not a gas station. That thing is a portal. Silenced. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm so close to putting this in I Forgore, but I do remember that this was a game where your childhood friend from school got dealt with, and you're dealing with the guilt of that. The Beacon's End. I think The Beacon's End is insane just like literally just from the way the game starts with you murdering your wife, like, and throwing her body out into the sea. Like, that's not even spoilers. That's just how the game starts. The game hasn't even started yet. Map Friend was great. It was short, but it was the idea of it, the story behind it, and the use of an actual Google image to convey a very horrifying story is, I think it's great. Cookies. Don't get me started on Cookies might be my favorite game that I played from here. It's not horrifying, but it is 100% insane. It's an anthology. It's like an anthology of 10 different horror tropes, and it's all taking place under one dingy, disgusting, horrible, decrepit apartment complex. And you have to go through these different things. There's different paths you can go down. And there's different things you unlock along the way. So it's really engaging. It's really interesting. It's like all these different aspects of horror into one thing. And it was really fun. It was really, really fun. I think Cookies was the thing that I enjoyed the most. So go watch that series, because it's a series where I did two anthologies at a time. So yeah, go watch that playlist. That playlist does exist on my channel if you are curious about it. Chicana was chapter 1, but it was actually, I think it was great. It was great. The story, the dialogue, the anxiety that induces in you for the situation. I think it's great. You're on a dinner date, except the dinner date goes horribly wrong, and you're kind of a sociopath. The Devil's Gambit was just an excuse for me to play chess. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was kind of a unfortunately, and once again I say I mean no disrespect to the devs or anything, but Devil's Gambit was kind of a shitpost. I played it because it was an excuse for me to display my chess skills, but that's about it. Bite Night was funny, but it was alright. It kind of went on for longer than I would have liked for it to. But yeah, it was kind of it was unserious. Oh, I should have made a category for unserious. God damn it. Beneath the Blobs is the single biggest anomaly that has ever existed on my channel, because for some reason that I still can't figure out to this day, Beneath the Blobs right now, I'm pretty sure has 570,000 views. It is by far the most viewed video on my channel. It blew up. It blew up back in December, and I have no idea why. I have no idea why it blew up. Not a clue. And it was good. I think it was good. It was a good premise. It wasn't even a demo. I think the dev himself, after this completely blew up, said that he wasn't going to be doing anything with it, and it was just kind of to test. It was kind of to test some stuff that he was trying out, and yeah, the rest is literally history. I have no idea why this one game out of all the games that I've played on my channel blew up. Ruptured Tape was good. It was a good premise. It was still a demo. I'm not sure if the full game... A lot of these games I have to go back and check. Pretend It's Not There is insane. The premise of this being this demon that looks over you, and if you acknowledge that he's there, then your life is gone. You get packed up. The Hole is up there. The Hole is up there with one of the most disgusting, horrifying displays and representations and metaphors and similes and visual representations of one of the most insane things that I think I've never wanted to ever think about. This game gagged me. This game had me literally like, what am I playing? What am I experiencing right now? Is this real? Who do I need to call? I need to call somebody. I think this game made me literally think I need to call somebody. Safety instructions was, it was alright. Krusty Proto was. Listen, okay, maybe I will make a tier list for the shitpost category, because it was a shitpost, but it was a shitpost on purpose, where the dev, literally, you would see like notes for the dev. It's like, you dumbass, you forgot to render in these zombies right, and it's like, dude, you fucked it. Like, dude, we need to go back and take notes on this. Like, dude, you forgot to render the moment where you're driving the car and it's like there's no car and you're just sitting there. It's like, god damn it, you forgot to render the car. This dev needs to be fired. You need to fire it. Tornuk 2 was good. It was good Christmas horror. I remember a lot about that one. The sun shines red. Actually, horrifying. You are in a interrogation room and you were asked a lot of questions. And a lot of those questions are really uncomfy. And ultimately you become something really uncomfy. Rat Shaker is also horrifying. I'm gonna put it up. It's up here with Night Stop and all of them. The concept of you just holding this rat, it's like, this rat's gonna solve all your problems, and you gotta shake them in order to power and do stuff, is crazy. But ultimately, it is you. I am the one who chokes. Elevated Dread, insane. Hands down, insane game. You were a dumbass kid who has to put up flyers for $5. $5, and you go to this apartment complex, and you do not come out. You do not come out the same. Water delivery is another one of those games. Horrifying. You know what? I've created a pattern here, and I want to keep that pattern going. You deliver water. You deliver water to these little small houses in the Philippines. The farther you get, the more you realize that there's some missing people. There's some missing children. And then you have to deliver water to where they are. Shitpost. Late Night was a shitpost. The Cabin Factory. Horrifying. The story is legitimately insane. You're playing an old woman from a very troubled childhood, a very troubled past, and the fact that you were badass enough to face that shit in the cabins that you have to inspect for anomalies and to make sure that they're okay. All I'm gonna say about that. The Cabin Factory is great. Evil Holiday was good. It was a good Christmas. It was a nice little Christmas game. So was How to Build a Snowman is actually insane. I won't put it on insane, but I'll put it on great. It starts off as silly little, haha, we're gonna build a snowman, and then by the end of it, it's like, we have to banish this being now. Lurks Within Walls is a great demo. Not like a Pokemon battle, but kind of sort of like turn-based battle with these different things in this experimental lab that went completely wrong. Lethal Company is it's kind of in the same category. Like, I played all these with my friends and we had a fun time. Ginger Dead was good. It was a good like little puzzle escape. Meet Santa is insane. An insane game. I will say that. You play this board game where if you win, you get to meet Santa. Except Santa's not coming through that door. Sleigh Bells. I think it's a great Christmas game. Laser Tag Massacre starts off normal. You build up a lot of the story, and then it becomes absolutely horrifying. I think the most horrifying thing is like you get to know the characters and then like just shit happens. Santee is home is good. I still remember him asking for her socks and I'm like, dog, you're kind of weird for that. Mari Lloyd was, it was alright. It wasn't very memorable to me, even though it is kind of I can't remember what it was. It was like a Dutch tradition of Christmas or whatever. A hole in my room was insane. Puzzle and having to hide. It's kind of like a mixture of like Escape, Puzzle, and Outlast. There is a hole in your room. You don't know how it got there, but the void is spreading and you need to get out of here. Gut Loaded, another one of those underrated games that didn't really get at least to my knowledge didn't really get a lot of traction, but insane. I think you're a reporter who goes into like a dingy neighborhood to find out about some sort of murder or someone going missing, and so you ask a local for like just asking questions about the neighborhood and how this could possibly happen, and it turns into something completely different. Mimic is good. Your son isn't feeling well, he gets worse, and there's a reason that I won't get into. Egg is an insane game with like literally I drove myself nuts. I drove myself nuts trying to do the egg flip until I could get out. The chicken that just pulls up with the Adidas logo is with the Adidas full jumpsuit is crazy. Dr. Payne is one of those classic games where it's like fixed camera whenever you go into a different area. It is honestly great. Highly recommend. That's another one of those gems where it's like it's bite-sized, but it is really good. Man in the Corner. Okay, you know what? You got me. Finally, we have one in I4Gore. I legitimately forgot what this game is. I listen. Who wants to be a murderer? It was Everything Ends in Zero is great. I'm not sure how many of you have played this game, but I 100% recommend it. This game is very introspective, and talking to everyone and learning their different philosophies and how they see things and having like actual genuine conversations with all of these different things that you find, everyone's regrets, everyone's suffering and pain and things that they remember the most, or maybe the things that they wish that they could forget, because the world ends in 1 hour and how you spend that hour is completely up to you. Play With Me was good. It was a nice little like Tamagotchi horror. One of them gets really jealous. Apartment 57 was it was alright. Yeah, I'm kind of getting into the part where I'm like, there's not much to talk about. The Nightmare File, meh. Clayscape was insane. Clayscape was really good. It was really well done. It reminded me a lot of like cool math games, like there's like a bunch of hidden puzzles, there's like a bunch of hidden secrets and puzzles everywhere. Except the second half of this game is actually where you get into the horror aspects of Clay. And like I didn't think that was possible, but Clayscape is insane. Welcome Home is great. Great game. Your friend that you haven't seen in a while joins a cult, and he decides, hey, we should reconnect, and you're a dumbass, so you listen to them. Fake Friend. I forgot. I don't remember. I legitimately don't remember what happens in this game. Lost in Vivo. Horrifying. This was recommended to me a lot. And when I posted it, it completely flopped. So thanks for that. No, I'm playing. Your helper dog gets sucked into the sewers and you need to get him out, and you realize there's a whole twisting, turning area of pipes and trauma and just ugh. I'm saying trauma a lot as like a pseudo for like, oh, there's like some sort of figurative metaphor here going on reflecting the human condition, but I mean that's kind of what it is. Squirrel stapler. I want to put it in horrifying? No, it's not horrifying. It's insane. It's just an insane game. You hunt squirrels for 5 days and then God shows up. And there's nothing stopping that from happening. It has to happen. Your wife is dead. You want to bring her back. You want to make her beautiful like the squirrels. And so you start stapling them to her body. You are desecrating the sanctity of God. You read your scriptures and yet you ignore them, and so God is on his way. Deliverance Protocol. Good. Actually, I think it was great. Great game, great premise. You're delivering heads to these weird dystopian people that for some reason ordered head. Cruel. Great. Cruel is a great roguelike shooter. Every level that you get past, you get modifiers, you get level ups. You can have a build going. It's great. It's just a great overall just run and gun. Enshrouded is insane. Those tapes and the analog that this game has, ugh, just horrifying. Section 23 is kind of a shitpost. 9-ball roulette is another one of those you play with your friends. Unbothered. Unbothered was honestly insane. You were just men in Eastern Soviet blocks. You spit on kids. You throw cigarettes at the playground, and you throw bottles at the playground as well. The world is slowly changing from alien takeover, but who cares? I smoke another cigarette, I drink more drink. And this is it. I am unbothered. This is game. Yes? Bleeding Code is great. The dev left the game alone, and this is what happens when you do so. You go in, you look at the characters, you look at how they feel, the gods they worship. Closer was kind of... I understand the concept, but it was kind of a shitpost. I'm not gonna lie to you. The Starving Kid. Insane. Just an insane game. A rage bait. Literally a rage bait game. That's all I can say about it. You have to feed this starving kid. You have to tightrope across the entire house to get watermelons to feed him, or else you get super killed. There's a way to get out of it, though. You'll figure it out. For Sale is another one of those games that wasn't mentioned much, but absolutely horrifying. You are a realtor who has to go in and take pictures of the house, except there are more and more things that happen in there, and then you can't get out. The Building 71. Building 71 was... It's another one of those like cozy horror games. I wouldn't put it great. I'd put it good. You find there's a cult in an old abandoned college building. Cursed Digicam. Another Chilla's art joint. An absolutely horrifying experience. Just like the nature of being out at a park at a time that normally you wouldn't see anyone there is... like the visions, the illusions that you see are just mind-numbing. A Mentee, another horrifying. It was horrifying, but that game was beautiful. That game was gorgeous. It was an experience, and it was very haunting because the deeper you go, the more and more you get it in your head, and you realize that, man, I am too far in. Like, how do you even get out of here? A Mentee, horrifying. From the past, I had to think about that for a sec because I'm literally like Gus in that one GIF where like I am slowly remembering all the things that happened in this game. Jesus Christ. There was a radioactive accident that happened in this town. It's long abandoned. You go there, everything starts to become alive again. Order 13. This was just a demo, but it was a really good demo. Honestly, I would say great. You get to experience what it's like to be an Amazon worker, and you have to feed your cat. Mr. Meat, insane. I played the demo when it came out at the time, but the full release and everything else, good God. You literally God. You create a god in the fridge. You chop. I was about to say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna let y'all figure that out, Mr. Meat. Alt Shift Dynamics was the game where you were a turret and you had to let people through. It was alright. You played as a turret, and people would come up to you and activate you and talk to you, and you would learn lore through that lens of being a turret and having to decide whether someone lives or someone dies based on their entry accessibility. Dream Core is great. That's about as high as I can put it. It's a really good generational, like, random generation map where you turn the corner and you are in a loop because everything looks the same, but you have to find the differences and you have to find your way to the exits each time. And it's terrifying because you're completely alone. Subdue was good. You're literally human trafficking a lady, except you mess with the wrong lady. The Mass. The Mass was great. There was just this lump of black whatever that landed in your shower. You get out, you poke at it, you prod at it, you do all this, you do all that. And then you realize, man, Dead of Night Supermarket, it was good. The design of everything was really good. Arsenet, great. Your cat is driving you. What was the name of this game? Nip for Speed, I think. Your cat, you wake up to your cat driving you. You're bonked out of your mind. You're probably doing a lot of crack cocaine. I think it was great. This was a great game. Drive Time Radio, great. The voice acting and the two different people on the radio where you're doing like a questionnaire challenge while you're driving. Really great concept. Blood Typers, good. That's about as good as I can put it because I played the demo. I haven't played the full game yet, but it's a typing game. It's a typing zombie survival game where you have to type everywhere. Everywhere you go, you have to type. Whale Flesh, I'm putting this in insane just off the fact that they sent out multiple dive teams to go inspect whatever happened here. Right? They sent out the world's best in there. Multiple teams. And then after that doesn't work and they go missing, they send one person. They send me with a pickaxe. Nothing else. And say good luck. Good luck finding them. When you gave them drills, you gave them equipment, which ultimately didn't matter in the end, but the new apartment was meh. Nothing happens. Like, literally nothing interesting happens. Benny Bash. Benny Bash is coming out soon. Is it date of me recording this is the 15th. I'm pretty sure Benny Bash is coming out pretty soon, so I'll have more to say about this, but the demo is absolutely insane, and I honestly cannot wait to play more of it. Sarkov is great. It's one of those gems that like I wouldn't have normally noticed. You have to find a bunch of idols. This thing is blind, but it has really good hearing and all that. Salt is absolutely insane. Salt is an insane game. You wait till you meet Mr. Pickleman. Mr. Pickleman requests you 1 salt, please, and you don't want to say no. The Boba Tea Shop, the demo was aight. It was run of the mill. I haven't played the full game. There's a lot of these demos that I haven't played the full game of. A game about digging a hole. Not horrifying, but insane. Once you figure out what's going on, once you figure out what the operation is and what's happening, when you dig that hole and you get down there, burn is horrifying. I don't know how big this game became. I don't know how popular it was, but Burn is one of those games. Ugh. Religious horror is absolutely like a different beast when it comes to just unnerving you, because you remember the times where you were forced to go to church and you remember all the things they said and how it was all portrayed in a certain way, and then you realize, oh God, for some reason there's a religious group in a space station and you have to find out why you haven't heard anything from them in a while. Are You Sleeping is great dreamscape horror. Out of Air is great. Out of Air is another great one. Great story. You feel like you're drowning, and in many different double entendres. Do Not Open the Back Door is good. I kind of turned it into a shit post. I'm not gonna lie to you. But regardless, great game. Neighborly Love. It's great. I think it's good. I think it's good, but like in like the narrative sort of way. It's very narrative driven, because you are buried alive, or so you think. And the person that's next to you consoles you in many different ways. Accounting, I don't know what this game was, but it was good. It was a fun game. A lot of different premises. You put the square box in the square hole, and you put the sphere in the sphere hole, even though the sphere can also go into the square hole. Rotgear, great. Starts off slow, starts off small, and then it turns into something completely insane. This green screen, dude, I'm so tired. I need to either get a bigger green screen, or I need to like put my desk up against the wall or something and just have a wall of green. I'm so tired of like it gets in the way in so many videos. Good God. Like I try not to let it bother me, but it bothers me every time, and like it bothers me even more because I don't notice it. I don't like look over and see like, hey buddy, there's like a little edge that's cut off. Crucius Mortem. I remember this game. This game is insane. Very cursed, very fucked vibes Mario platformer. The Moth Inside of Me, horrifying. The moths, they take over your house. You let one in, you let them all in, and then they become something completely different and disgusting. Okay, I found it. The name of the game is Chopper on itch.io for this one. Chopper. Really good. Really scary. Not horrifying. I'll put it in insane. Let Me In is actually insane. This guy, no mouth, and yet he speaks. And he wants you to let him in, otherwise he will murder you, as he murdered the other 3 people in the apartments next to you. Uncle Chuck, meh. It was a demo, but yeah, meh. Wasn't much. The Dissolution. The Dissolution was okay. I don't have much to say about it. Office was I'm not gonna lie to you, it was meh. A game about stairs. Really messes with your mind. I think it was good. I think it was interesting. Introvert. Introvert was okay. Serious Daniel. We're starting to get into the Serious Daniel joints. Let's go. Alright. Psycho. Psycho was... There was a lot going on with Psycho. It wasn't a shitpost, but it was alright. There were some aspects of that game that made it kind of insane. AEC, you decide who lives and who dies based on just like their crimes and what you think is morally justifiable or not. And in that case, I think it is good. I think it is a good play. Late Night Assignment was alright. Basic premise. You start to see stuff, you start to hallucinate things, and you can't snap between things that are real or not. Artemis kind of feels like Something Bad's on the Moon knockoff. It kind of seems like it, but it was their first. I believe this was their first attempt at a game. It was meh. It was short. There wasn't much that happened there. You just kind of get stranded. The mine below was good. Not much about it. Guts and fiber. Okay, I want to talk about this one. Me personally, I think guts and fiber is horrifying. You work in a corporate facility where your job is to defuse network switches because for some reason they have bombs in them, right? They have bombs in them for some reason, and you have to do arrow key patterns, and you can't get it wrong or else you blow up, which happens multiple times to other people in your 10 days of working there. You have to make it to 10 days. You don't remember why you're here. You don't remember how you got here. The guy that's chilling at the water cooler does. And over the course of those 10 days, you'll warm up to him, and he'll slowly reveal more and more about your situation. It's very philosophical. The station was the station was okay. The paper loop demo, good. Serious Daniel joint, really interesting concept. I don't think it was ever touched again. I have to double check. Hermit Night, it was okay. It's another one of those cozy horror games where you're kind of just there. Replay was good. Pretty much all I can say about that. Repo. Okay. Repo is a step above. Yeah, Repo is in like the Lethal Company category. Honestly, Repo is really fun, but it also is pretty terrifying whenever you like do come across someone. Like there's a real sense of danger and dread. Not like in Lunch Lady or Chained Together or anything like that. Crawl is very claustrophobic. I'll put it under good. Victim.exe was kind of meh. It relied a lot upon images and cheap jump scares and stuff. Death and Ladders was forgettable. It was Abyss under lock. You are trapped, and the only way out is through that chair that's in the room where you first talked to him. And in that way, you are stuck in a loop. I think it was pretty good. It was really like, it really fucks with your head. That's Not My Neighbor was great. I really liked that game. I haven't even seen all the things that you can do in there. I haven't played all the game modes. I just kind of played it a few times. Little Nightmares, great. Actually, I kind of want to put it in Insane just for the ending. The end game of Little Nightmares, it becomes something that I did not think it was going to be. Like, I did not think at all that's the direction that the game was going, but it was insane. And I need to play Little Nightmares 2 because we finally got a release date for Little Nightmares 3. I'm so excited. Retro Stalker. I'm not gonna lie, it's lost on me. Oh no, wait. It was the game. It was meh. I'm putting that under meh. Shut the windows and don't look outside. Absolutely terrifying. I'm gonna put it in Insane. The dread, the anxiety, and having to constantly run around your house and make sure all the windows are closed it stressed me out. Like, literally, I was exhausted after playing. The computer's a shitpost. Cold by Serious Daniel is good. I just wish it had an ending. I wish it had an ending that didn't result in you just dying. Like, no matter what. Also, I wanted to know more about the tower and the eye. The Nanny. The Nanny was great. It's one of those games that, like, you think it's like, oh, this is another run of the mill. But no, it ends up being something completely different and how people deal with loss and stuff. Fused 240 is a masterpiece, and it is absolutely terrifying. Fuse 240, Mike Klubnika, terrifying. There was a flash, and the next thing you know, people were fused to metal. People were fused to their cars. Terrifying body horror. Terrifying dystopia. It is what he's good at. Spare was good. I'm the trash man. I speak for the trash. The flower test, great. If you lose, you will be shot on sight. Band tapes. Band tapes was great. Premise started off great, and then the second half of the game kind of spirals out of control. Like, you were way out of your element, buddy. You thought this shit was gonna be easy. Void Signal. Wasn't this the Mariana Trench one? It was alright. My Dear Sheep. Great. Great horror. The ending, amazing. Night Knocks, great. Red Finger, Ken Forrest. This one, not insane. Great. There's a lot there that just kind of defaulted great because it was a good experience when I played it. And Ken Forrest is another one of those that, like, I can always rely on him. Between him and Mike Lubnika, yeah, like, literally. Huntsman, insane. And you know, the most insane part about Huntsman is that the spider actually moves like a spider. Like, it's terrifying. Like, whenever it turns very suddenly. And, like, it turns very slightly, but very suddenly. And then it turns around all the way, and then it looks at you. And then, like, it immediately just chases you down. Like, it's so fast. It's like fast twitch, and it's like, oh, it reacts like a spider, and it's terrifying. Bloodbark, absolutely horrifying. The trees bleed, except you find out. Are those trees? Reverend. It was good. Not much to talk about there. Lost Child is a demo. It was alright. Last Camp, kind of a shitpost. Are You Awake? Are You Awake was insane. And the horrors of what happens to your mind when you have insomnia and you haven't slept for a while, the trials and tribulations and the psychological breakdowns that you go through in this game are second to none. Lakeside Walk in the Dolomites. You learn a lot about the Dolomites and their history, and I think that's great. Daughter. Shitpost. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was meh. The Shrimp Crematorium was great. Great game. Not great. Good. But I just like it because it's a different concept and it's like Shrimp Crematorium. Don't feed it. Don't feed it. Great. There's a hole in the ground. Do not feed it, except you end up feeding it anyway, and the consequences are yours to bear. Yours to bear, good sir. Project Nightcall. I almost want to put Project Nightcall in shitpost just because the villain, the guy is the dumbest guy I've ever seen. Life of a Traffic Cone, or Orange. What is it? Orange equals a circle, or cone equals a circle, or whatever. Great philosophical musings of what it is to be a traffic cone. Falter is great. It's a great anthology about anxiety and fear. The Photo of God. Serious Daniel has very serious ideas. I think this one was okay. It was alright. The prototype's insane. When you really think about it and you really go through the dialogues and realize, like, what is happening here. Oh, I'm remembering it more and more. Okay, this fuck-ass game. Botanophobia. Good God, the title's right there. I think it was good. But the jump scare was one of the worst jump scares that I've ever had. Like, legitimately ever. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. That jump scare was terrible. In the Pines, part of the Pines. It's very simple. It was okay. Pork was a shitpost. Cursed Garden is queso bait. Deadly Detour is kind of a shitpost. This game was nothing. Don't Breathe Tonight. That's kind of like you're asking me to kill myself. Oh my god, I just remembered. 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 I forgot. No, I didn't forget because fake friend was queso bait. uh, I remember because your friend asks you to go grab something, and then you end up running down to this cabin in the woods, and you peek through the little thing, and little queso is just dancing there. Run before he knows. Insane that someone would want to murder a child. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Mailbound, also insane. I can't wait for the full game to release, or at least I think there's gonna be a full game. Great digital horror where a soul is trapped inside of a disc. Kaido Schultz is just a short scary game. Insane. There's not much I can say about it. That figure that's there, that's going to be looking at you the entire time. Burial, I played the demo. It was okay. Midnight Postman, not much to, there wasn't much to it. Mindfall, I don't know what this game was supposed to be about yet. The demo was kind of all over the place and confusing. Coposcope, great. Coposcope, great game. Great game. Dealing with more trauma. These things deal with a lot of trauma. SCP-342, the ticket was insane. It wasn't an anomaly. It was you going through different versions of a train that you're stuck in a loop in. Still Residue. Still Residue was great. In my opinion, that game was still a little bit long. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was still very long. You were basically a cleaning person for a bunch of people's homes. And there is a story that it follows, but for some reason, like, you do like a couple of random missions and it's like, dog, what? This isn't, I don't see how this connects. I don't see how this is relevant. Please Remain Asleep. Good premise. It was you didn't do much. Shot Run, great. Shot Run. You have to shoot all your associates to get the promotion. Hell yeah. You're Not Alone, I think was the name of the game. And it was okay. Musophobia, insane. Absolutely insane. You fall into a sewer and for some reason you never get out and you live amongst the rats. Rats, we are the rats. It Has My Face. Great. Actually insane. I love it. I can't wait for the full release. You have to kill your doppelganger before your doppelganger kills you. Why is there a doppelganger? I don't know. I haven't found that information out yet. She walks the halls. She do be these halls were made for walking, and that's just what she'll do. Insane. Especially the ending. She Walks the Halls, highly recommend. Another gem in itch.io. Speaking of gems in itch.io, Melrose Bowling is actually not insane, but great. Great story. Great narrative between long lost friends. Clown's Contract was also meh. Like, not all you did was go through a maze. He came anyway. My condolences. Tell Me Where Are You is actually great. I do like the being a phone operator in like the 50s, something like that. Abodtion, it's one of those gems. It's one of those gems on itch.io. Abodtion, terrifying. You try to move into a new apartment to escape your past, which does sound familiar, but that past is, oh boy. You guys are trying. You guys are, the horrifying thing is that you're trying and you're trying your best, but there are some things that cannot be forgotten. Blood Mall, not horrifying, but it is insane, and I love it, and it is great. And the story is actually really good. The explanations actually make sense, and you're just a guy, and you got to go kill this thing. Great game. Dead Tapes, Fading Father. Oh my god. It's dingy and disgusting, like bad parenting, and The Hole. It reminds me of those two games. Dead Tapes is another one of those gems. And once you find out the stretch that this father goes on, the length that this father goes on after losing his father, is can't talk about it. Thunderhead. It's not horrifying, but it is great. It is great. It is up there. Blood Maul, Thunderhead. She Walks the Halls. Shut Up. Yeah, all these. I can recommend all of these games that are here. Mushrooming. Mushrooming also goes in insane because what in the great. It's not on the same level as Thunderhead, but it is great. Packside. It was good. Late Stops. This was more queso bait. But granted, I will make a category for the category of queso bait and say that this was the best one. A Quiet Place, I think it's just great. I like it. I liked it a lot. But yeah, A Quiet Place was really good. Really sad. I felt for the guy, and fading and losing your home and realizing what a home actually is kind of terror in itself. Evaluation is insane. I will say that. Religious analog horror will always be insane to me. Vacant, not a shitpost, but meh. The name of the game is literally called Them. The premise was okay, but I think it's just The Outlast Trials. Okay, well this doesn't really count because it's just the Outlast Trials, but I think it's good. I think it's on the level. You know what? No. Lethal Company and Repo, I think this is a step above. I think Outlast Trials is great. It's a great it's the best multiplayer horror game that's out there, I think, right now. That actually is horror. Banish is great. You have to use your ears a lot in order to hear the different castings. You're basically just Scarlet Witch. Dispatch was good. I will say that. There's not another no thumbnail. Name of the game was Hollow Sight, and it was really short, and it was alright. The Surprise Gift. I think once again it was okay. It was kind of tedious. You kind of did the same things over and over. Don't Turn Around was also okay. The premise was simple. You're not allowed to turn around. Lights Out, I think, was good. I like the concept. I love the premise. I love the fact that the house is literally just a maze of random assortment of things that would look like human structures, but not really. Job Application is a shitpost, but it's a really fun shitpost. It's up there with Krusty Proto. I really 100% I recommend playing Krusty Proto. I hate Pineapple Pizza. Surprisingly good. It's really good. It's great. There's actually a story. There's actually a plot. You're not just a pizza guy. No. I hate Pineapple Pizza is kind of insane. It's that good, I think. The Dare is a shitpost. Garbage Takeout Day is good, I think. The Midnight Bus. The Midnight Bus was pretty... Actually, I think it was... It was good. It was good, I think. Late Night Mop. It was good. It was kind of a cleaning sim. And 18th Street was kind of a... 18th Street is kind of a shitpost. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. 18th Street there's not much going on. You're just driving around and that's about it. Oh my god, my green screen. You're driving around, you're dropping people off. It's kind of scary, but that's about it. And that is the end of the tier list. Let's go ahead and review everything to just make sure that it's kind of in the spot that I want it to be. So all of my absolute 100% you should play these games. Mouthwashing, The Hole, From the Darkness, Night Security, Night Stop, Fierce Ironbark and Norwood Hitchhike for Fierce to Fathom, Welcome to Kowloon, It's Just a Prank, Hinter, Night Delivery, Ravenous, The Floor is Breathing, Water Delivery, Nine Child Street, Hungry Fly, Cursed Digicam, The Windows Are Gone, The Black Iris, Ignited Entry, The Sunshine's Red, Pyramid Curse, Rat Shaker, The Cabin Factory, For Sale, Lost in Vivo, Bad Parenting, Laser Tag Massacre, Amenti, From the Past, Burn, The Moth Inside Me, Guts and Fiber, Fuse 240, Blood Bark, Abode Shen, and Dead Tapes. Those are my 100% must. And you can find all these games. You can find all of these games on either itch.io or Steam. If you can't find it on one, then it's probably on the other. Next, we have Insane, which is like a more games that I would recommend. I would recommend, but like I'm not like jumping for joy about it. It's like if you ask me, it's like yeah, play it. It's pretty good. Cookies. Actually, you know what? No, but Cookies isn't horrifying. I almost want to put it there just because of that, because of what I said. But no, it's at the top of Insane. Cookies, Woodbury Getaway, Scroll Stapler, The Kidnap, Convenience Store, Whale Flesh, Carcass, Let's Find Larry, Shinkansen Zero, Homeless, Slide in the Woods, Unstarted VHS, Home Safety Hotline, No I'm Not Human, Cleaning Redville, Wheat Harvest, Moving House, Decimate Drive, How Fish is Made, Virtual Open House, Sniper Killer, Psychopathy, yep. All this stuff. I mean, I've already talked about it. I don't need to name out everything. But yeah, that's Insane. I think everything looks good there. Great. Buckshot Roulette, Liminal State, Fears to Fathom, Carson House, Lakefront, Egg Fried Rice, Ultra HD. Everything looks to be good here. Cruel, Bleeding Code, Dreamcore. Yeah, great. That would be under my great. Good is like, yeah, it was an okay experience, but it didn't really move me that much. Mimic, it was like, Abyss, Botanophobia, Midnight Bus. It was kind of my average experience. It's one of the bigger tiers. It's Aight was kind of the multiplayer games, the itch.io games that were kind of simple in their premise. Had a straightforward plot but didn't have too much. Chuchi is complicated, but I just didn't like it. Everything felt like procedurally generated. It was one of the first games that like felt like, oh, this is AI. Creature Packets, this one, that one. Bite Night, They Looked Like Us, It's Aight. Burial in the Pines. That doesn't okay. Just because like, once again, respect to all the devs. Just because these things are like in like Aight or lower, it doesn't mean that like I wasn't scared or like there wasn't like a jump scare that really got me. I will say that much. Shadowfang, Labyrinthine. Okay, meh was Shadowfang the dog, Late Laundry, Missing Hiker, Labyrinthine, Control Map when no one was here, Curse Baby, Along the Tomb Tower, Rust Barrel, Passerby, Bleak Shore, Inward Eye, The New Apartment, Chalk, Victim, Daughter, Midnight Postman, Don't Breathe Tonight. Yeah, they were kind of meh. Queso Bait. Listen, okay. These 4 games right here, they all involve queso like drops in some way. If there might have been a game I missed that did have some sort of queso bait, but you know what the point of the queso bait tier is if the game feels like it was literally just made for like, okay, oh hey queso, play this, you're in it, and that's kind of all it was. If there's queso bait that I missed in any of these other games, it means that it probably wasn't significant enough for me to remember it. But these are the ones that are kind of the ones that I distinctly remember because I'm like, all right, dog, what are we doing? Now the shit post category. These games were either really short or these games were like nonsensical. Or not nonsensical, but just like, all right, I'm not like, this did not immerse me. I felt like I'm just kind of like, okay, what's happening? But Krusty Proto is the one exception. I almost want to move Krusty Proto. You know what? No. Krusty Proto is going to go into great because that game is that game is like fun. It's like a shit posty, but it's fun. So okay, Krusty Proto is gone. I don't want that to be there. Job application is a shit post. Holbrook Pizza, Where's My Slurpee, Days of Night, Motel, Dinner Time. You know what's funny is that like a lot of the shitpost ones are ones where like they have like the exaggerated fonts and stuff. Midnight Snack, Deadly Detour, Pork, yeah. Like these are all things that like weren't that interesting. And then the ones that I forgot are Man in the Cave and He Came Anyway. I'm sorry, I apologize. I could look it up, but like for the purpose of this, I don't want to be here the whole time. So if I did forget, then it's like, was this game that memorable? I don't know. But anyways, that is the entire tier list. That is all of the games. And I know what you're probably thinking. But there's only 339 games, but there's 365 days. Yes, that's because some of these games had multiple parts. Labyrinthine had six parts. Escape the Backrooms had 4 parts. Dream Core had multiple videos on it. Other than that, yeah. I think everything else was kind of same day. Or Lost in Vivo had 3 parts. So, yeah, that's basically that. But anyways, that is the entire tier list. I hope in your hearts you guys are happy. My mouth is dry and parched, and I didn't drink water not one time through this, and that's on me. But I'm gonna project it out to y'all because that's what. But anyways, that has been the entire tier list. I have been here for 2 hours and 2 hours and a half. That is a literal feature-length video. So I am going to go and wash my hair because it is nappy as hell. I will see you guys for the next video. It has been a good year, and I'm hoping for a better year where next year I'll probably do another tier list, except there won't be this many games. But okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is what you guys that interacted with me asked for. I will see you guys for the next video. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.